This story is very close to my heart, actually. I have two other novels out that are completely different and are related to the Jewish community in Glasgow, which is where my roots are. But this is something that I've always felt very attached to. We were travelling through the mountains, and then suddenly the bus turned a corner in the hillside and entered this village. And just as it did so, I saw this building just kind of cascading out of the mountains. Tiered roofs, red rust-coloured balconies, and it was all lit up with lanterns. I just thought, this is the most beautiful building I've seen, and it really represented to me what Japan was all about. My main character actually goes through what I went through, which is travelling by bus through the mountains, and suddenly he saw the hotel. And again, he was so moved by the hotel that he decided, when the opportunity arose, that this is the place where he'd go and write what became his famous novel, The Water Wheel, which attempts to humanize the Japanese in the eyes of the West after the war. And his whole idea was that the bombing was completely unjustified and that America was still in denial about this. They'd never really confronted it.
It was brought about by a movement called Mayors for Peace, which is looking at really eliminating nuclear weapons from the globe, from the world. And one of the key ways to do that is to show what happened at Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. It's a symbol as much as anything that these two trees came through it all and reproduced, and that mankind can do the same.
There is one small incident, a sort of seed, where when he's staying at the hotel, he comes across a Japanese chambermaid being chased by one of the American soldiers who've remained in Japan after the war, and he sees this guy chasing her down the corridor, and he trips him up and nearly gets into a fight because of it. But he sees that very much as a sort of the American sort of bullying, if you want, of the Japanese after the war, and that became the seed for part of the novel anyway.